Maria Callas, a name that redefined opera and set an unrivaled standard in the art of bel canto. Today, we're going to dive into the magic of her voice, her unparalleled artistry, and why she remains one of the best singers of all time. Please come with me to celebrate the artistry of La Divina by reacting and vocally analyzing to the aria Casta Diva by Bellini. Without further ado, here we go. Right off the bat, we can see how just her mere presence on stage is captivating. Everybody is looking at her. It's just why the expressions on her face, with the energy that she is standing there, she is already in character and already feeling the emotions that are going to happen throughout the piece as it develops. And as a listener, as somebody who's watching, you are mesmerized by just looking at what she's doing at the beginning with all of her expressions. And that's part of what a true artist is. How gorgeous was that? I don't even want to stop, but since this is a reaction and an analysis video, she from the beginning is starting with a very piano, very soft tone, but with complete full vocal closure all of the time. She's using a lot of energy, but in the right places in her body. She's not trying to push her sound out. She's not trying to do anything that she doesn't need to at this point. But her voice still travels into the whole building, into the whole space, concert hall. And her technique is at such point that she doesn't need to think about it anymore. It's part of her. She's using all of the elements she needs. And even though it's piano, it carries. And that's what they call the ring, a singer's ring. And it doesn't matter if you're singing really softly or loud, you always have that and are able to really carry and cut through an orchestra. Beautiful. Maria Callas is one of my favorite singers, or is my favorite singer. Here you can see the same thing. Every time she takes a breath, you can see how low it is in her body. She's not moving this up here at any point. She's not gasping for air. She is really allowing her ribs to expand and create a sort of a cylinder, or like what I call a donut. It's just all over her body. And that every time she breathes, you can't really hear it. So that's sign of a relaxed breath. But at the same time, she's engaging her support mechanism and allowing her sound to carry. It's all part of the same thing. And this what we all singers we really try to attain through so many years of study, is to get to that level of coordination and sing with emotion. That's the goal of all singers, to really be able to express music and be able to have all of these elements ironed out. And that's why it takes so many years of study for opera singers to be able to attain this, and some more than others. But it's almost like if you were an athlete that has to train throughout the years. The same thing is with opera and opera singers. You need to train your vocal folds, you need to train your body. And there's so many little intricacies and things that need to work together that sometimes they seem to be opposites of what you're asking for or wanting, but it's actually a little bit of both. And Maria Callas is an example of having all of this and being the most expressive artist, in my opinion, of opera that we have had. I know there are a lot of new singers that are really expressive too, but she kind of marked a new era of this, where it wasn't just about the voice, but also about the full presentation, the full artistry, the full person itself. This section of the song where she's doing a lot of ornaments, which we call coloratura sections, she is being very precise. You can hear every single note clearly, yet she's not emphasizing any single one. So she's attaining a very beautiful legato connected line while she's doing all of these ornaments and moving through different registers of her voice. And it's gorgeous. It's such a beautiful way of doing this. And throughout this, you don't see her at all, as I was mentioning at the beginning, tensing anything up or having any difficulty attaining. It's like she woke up that morning and decided to do that, and it just happened, and it's really easy to do. And it's actually very, very challenging to do and sing. And she's just like, oh, this is nothing. And she's doing all piano, which is soft. And to sing in this manner, it requires sometimes more energy from your breathing and support mechanism. You have to have it engaged constantly. It's the opposite to what you think. When you think about singing softly, what we want to do automatically is to kind of relax our body and relax our support system and breathing. But it's actually the opposite. We need to really engage your support mechanism and your breath even more when you're singing piano than when you're singing loud. But this type of singing requires that focus and that finesse. And she's a fantastic example of how this is done. And while she's doing it, she's keeping her jaw relaxed, which in turn lets that sound be free and full and beautiful. She's not adding any additional tension to her sound whatsoever. I can listen to this forever. Let's go back just a tiny bit. I'm just in peace here. Another thing that I wanted to point out is for you singers out there that if you notice what she does here throughout the whole song, there's no need. She's not opening her mouth a lot to sing those high notes or to sing anything. She's not doing ah all the time. She's maintaining a neutral positioning of her mouth. And there are many of us out there that think that we have to open a lot in order to create this space in the back or to create the space that we need in general. But that's actually not the case. It kind of works. The more neutral you can leave, the bigger the space it could be back here, like a megaphone, but turned the opposite way. And you can see that in her performance here. She's not overextending her jaw at any point in order to achieve these beautiful sounds or these beautiful notes that she's doing. I'm going to go back a tiny bit so you can pay attention to this section here. Right there. Before we go to this next section, I just want to clarify that there are going to be moments where, as singers, you need to open your jaw, yes. But in general, there's no need to open for everything you do. The other aspect I wanted to mention here before this beautiful presentation, gorgeous, magical performance is over is that if you notice, she is really feeling the music. She's emotionally connected. And she also is doing minimal movements with her body because it doesn't require a lot. It's more of an internal feeling that really is exposed to the world with your voice, with your facial expressions, and with small movements that carry the meaning of your words. And she's doing that beautifully here. It really moves me every time I see this. It's magical. This is genius. Sorry to stop really quickly. I'm going to go back again, but I just really want you to see that all throughout this, even when she is opening her mouth to have those beautiful forte notes at the top, she is keeping freedom from her jaw, and she's not causing any extra tension whatsoever throughout. So I'm just going to go back so you see how released and how relaxed her jaw is in order to be able to sing this effortlessly. going to go back just to one section here where she does a beautiful pianissimo on the top with a very high note, and she does it with such ease. This is something that a lot of singers want to attain, and for me, one of the things that I will never sing as beautifully as her, but that has helped me achieve something like that is to be able to think about a really small place inside. It's almost like a little wimp, like a little dog wimp that really finds that small place within you. And that's where you start those beautiful pianissimo sounds that are able to do crescendos and diminuendos. But I just wanted to point that out, and that there's no need to do any extra thing for that, and just feeling that small space within you and using your resonators correctly in order to get to that space, and in order to project that sound as well. Maria Callas is a master of using her resonators and using them so well that she doesn't need to push her sound in any way. She geniusly uses them in such a way that her tone carries to the end of the hall, and it's just fantastic to hear her sing and perform. So I'm just going to go back to that section and pay attention to that pianissimo and how easy she gets to it. Here. I really wish I could have been there. I could have heard her sing, but she passed away before I was born. But look how she's still teaching new generations of singers how to sing, and the mastery that she achieved, not only with her voice, but also with the emotional aspects of the presentation, including gestures and how to project yourself on stage. All of these elements are the key for a great artist. In my opinion, she's an unparalleled artist in this respect, because she used her voice for the service of the music. And what that meant sometimes is that she did some things that were not quite the norm of the time. And she took a lot of freedoms in that way, because music for her was number one, the most important thing. For me, is a pleasure to analyze her voice. And I mean, nobody can really analyze it, but at least I can help other singers to get to know Maria Callas and also learn from her and see that her techniques and what she does really can help in their development as well. So the more that you listen to Maria Callas and singers of that time as well, the more that they can learn. And that's my 2 cents as a classical opera singer as well as a voice teacher. So please let me know in the comments below if you would like me to react to more Maria Callas or any other singers. If you're looking to learn how to sing in the bel canto style, or reach that high note, or be able to manage stage fright and how to present yourself for an audition or on stage, check out the description box below on how you can work with me. And also there are a lot of free resources in the description box as well. So please take a look at them and download them. They're going to be really helpful to you. Thank you to all of you who have been supporting this channel. That really helps me to create more content for you. Remember to keep singing, be happy, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.